Is Jeff upside down or right side down?
I'm upside down. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
All right. Well, today we're joined with upside down Jeff. And I see Neil there. Hi, Neil.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us again. Welcome to our Patreon-only show where we talk about The Last of Us. What was the name of this episode? I can't find the name of it.
Please hold my hand. Something like that. Please hold onto my hand.
Yeah.
From the Hank Williams song?
Yes. That's what it was from. I thought we were going to get the horrible Hootie and the Blowfish song. And you can't watch it if that happens. But it was what a good episode. I mean, not overly dramatic, more, what would you call it, setting the pace of the show where you thought, oh, we're going to go around Kansas City, and now all of a sudden they're stuck there.
Yeah, setup show, I think, definitely.
Now, is that following gameplay?
Some of it. The Australian actress,
Melanie Linsky.
yeah, she's totally brand new.
Totally brand new. The woman? She's Australian, that lady?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. She was in Yellow Jackets.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was in that great movie. Oh, God, it's so good. I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore.
Yeah.
And Elijah Wood. Love that movie.
Yeah, for some reason they jumped it to Missouri. So it's like,
They changed it to Kansas City.
Yeah, I guess on I-80, I mean, he got there pretty fucking fast because they started out in Boston. And that's where all the big stuff happened. And I have to assume that what state was Ron Swanson's house in? Did they ever say? Was it still Massachusetts?
That was right outside of Boston, I thought.
Yeah. So they had a really long drive. They got to know each other pretty well. I like the conversations a lot between Joel and Ellie, and her character, I thought in the first episode was kind of annoying because she's a little girl and blah, 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 and swearing, but it's grown on me. She's a good actress. I
like the fact that they included the gasoline breaks down and they have to, that's something that always bothered me about Walking Dead.
The gas.
Yeah, they just, you fill it up and you just drive all around and no big deal. And then, gas breaks down over about, 8-9 months. So,
yeah. And this is 20 years those cars have been sitting there. I can't imagine the gas would be good. I feel that way. I have all these disposable cameras from the early 2000s that I never developed. Do you think if I sent them in that the pictures would be any good or no?
I think the FBI might show up. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's good. I think so. We sent out one. It was about 10 years later, wasn't it, Steph?
I think so, yeah. But the difference is, though, Tim, if you go to get those developed, they're going to be like $1,000.
Really? Is it expensive?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
To get film developed? Hell yeah. It's so expensive. It's like nobody does it.
Wow. I guess I won't do it then. I'll never know what's on those cameras. There were a couple of them were from a regular guy's party. And then I think, I don't know. Maybe I had not to. Maybe Larry's penis is on one of those, Larry. Jeff, are you with us now?
Yeah, I guess so.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
It's good. We were
Back
talking about
ceiling.
how quickly they got from Massachusetts to Missouri, and they're now in Kansas City, Ellie and Joel. And
I wanted to see the Super Bowl.
That's right. They got there in time for the Super Bowl. Basically, what's going on in this episode? They're trying to get through Kansas City. They can't because the tunnel is blocked by a truck, a Sara Lee truck, and so they decide to go through the city. The truck gets destroyed that they're driving, and then they do some establishment of. There's a character that Melanie Linsky's character is some sort of revolutionary leader. There's no government troops. There's no fireflies. So these people just kind of run the city themselves. Is that what this is about?
Yeah, and they're after the Sam and Henry, the two that you see at the very, very end.
Mm-hmm.
They are after them for some reason. They blame them for some reason. That's not part of the game. It's just something I've just kind of gathered. But in the game, it's more like it's just kind of random bad guys you come across, and fortunately, you're able to kind of kill them all off and then move on in the game. So they're giving just more backstory here and everything, apparently.
So like in The Walking Dead and any other thing like that, in an event like this, it's not so much the monsters or the zombies that are the worst danger to you. It's the other human beings.
And Joel says as much in the beginning when they pull over to camp for the first night, and she was like, do you think they'll be able to, run into us out here? And he said, I'm not worried about
The infected. Yeah.
clickers or the infected. Yeah, it's people. She was like, they'll rob us. And he was like, yeah, and a lot more. And so I think that hit home, that it was like, okay, people in this, much like any of these series, they have to show the human side, and the human side of this existence is rough, very rough.
Yeah, in the game, they're kind of basically, after they run into these guys, it kind of leads them to a really, really bad group who's ran by someone else who's way worse.
It's Negan.
Yeah, it's Negan. I was just going to say that. Well, how's it going?
Yeah, no, a realistic, just terrible, terrible group. So yeah.
So there's lots more in store for them coming up. A lot of horrible things in store for them coming up. I wonder how many more episodes are there. That was 4. So there's 10 episodes?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. How rare.
I looked at that pun book, though.
Yeah.
Last thing, her last joke to him about the diarrhea being hereditary.
Yeah, with the genes.
Yeah.
He could play Burt Reynolds in a biopic.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, he could,
Yeah.
for sure.
That side profile, he's got the nose and the forehead. I think he could totally.
yeah, he could definitely do it. I
Or
never really thought about that.
Smokey and the Bandit 4. It could just be a reimagining. Then you get like Cedric the Entertainer or Steve Harvey to play Sheriff Pusser.
Get Nick Cage to be
Jerry Reed's part.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
he would chew that up.
Hey, Fred.
Had the dog's name Fred, or was that Roscoe?
Fred.
What was Roscoe? Okay, we're getting way off.
Flash. It was Roscoe.
What did the mermaid wear to math class?
What?
An algebra.
Algebra.
She should find the Blanche Not Truly Tasteless Jokes Volume 3.
Oh yeah.
Where you see the picture of the hands and it says, "What is this? Polish silverware." That's the one I brought that book to school and I got it taken away and I got in trouble for it. And our guidance counselor's last name was Sikorsky, and he opened it up to the Polish jokes.
I was going to say, only because you're in the north that you'd find a Polak that would get mad about it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, our town was a lot of people that built the highway. It's called Route 15, but where we grew up, it was called Williamson Road, and it was the first like north-south highway or whatever built there, and they're all Polish immigrants, and they worked in the coal mines up there. So that's the majority of ethnicities in that area. Polish people, and then in Elmira they had a lot of Ukrainians and Polish people, and it was just funny because those things don't exist anymore. Everybody's blended. Everybody, the melting pot is just one big sheet.
So no, that's not true. Now, if you go to Michigan, if you go to Hamtramck is also known as just straight up Pole Town. They call it Pole Town. Still full of the Polish. Kaczynskis and Kolniczeks and...
Well, I mean, they won't get mad if you make fun of them.
Tons of them. I don't know. They might get mad. They make a nice donut.
What's that farcical joke with the elephants getting ready to punch the guy, and they're, hey, maybe he didn't know you were an elephant. Anyway, we're getting off track again.
Is the pun book in the game?
I think so. Yeah, I remember her telling pretty bad jokes, and I think it's a little booklet. And it made me think of Truly Tasteless Jokes, actually.
Yeah, supposedly it's in the DLC where it shows the flashback of her friend that was the video game nut
Right.
was with her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the game, they both got bit at the same time by an attack.
She and her mother?
It's a good friend of hers, and you could kind of tell she was starting to really, really like girls at that point. And so they were getting close, and then they were both attacked, and they both decided we're going to sit here and lose our minds together, but she didn't. So
we're also introduced to this guy that's sort of the right hand man to Kathleen. His name is Perry. He's got a really sweet beard. Managed to keep it nice and groomed post-apocalypse, so it's nice. He's able to find shea butter.
Yeah, that's he did the voice of Tommy in the game.
Okay. So he's one of those guys. He was in the game, and now he's playing a different character in the show.
Yeah,
and it looks like he's questioning the leadership and decisions of Kathleen. So that's interesting. They set up nice for the next episode. At the very end, what happens at the very end of this episode?
They wake up and from their sleeping, and the kids have got guns on them. They're brothers. I'll just go and tell you. They both have a gun on them, but they're telling them to be quiet. And so they're like, "Oh shit, what's waiting on us?"
Right.
Yeah. And they kind of also showed, if you noticed, whenever the guy that played Tommy, whenever he opened the door or whatever and showed her whatever's brewing under that asphalt right there is really, really bad.
What is it? You think it's
I think it's a nest.
The giant cordyceps plant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's a bunch of them.
So there's people under there, or is it just like the big thing?
Bloater?
It's a bloater probably, and maybe there's also these things called shamblers. They'll throw acid bags at you, but also they'll explode when you kill them. So you're getting basically covered in acid. Yeah.
Aliens rules.
There's no winning. There's no winning in this game.
I thought it was cool how the guns were, as far as at the beginning of the episode, you see her with the gun kind of not, everybody says it's the Travis Bickle shot of her with the mirror. Yeah. You talking to me shot. And she's so nonchalant about it. And then she has to use the gun, and she feels what it's like, or remembers what it's like to take somebody's life. And then he has to tell her how to hold it. And if you notice at the very end, when it shows Henry and Sam, Sam is holding the gun just like you're supposed to. And he looks like he's 9 years old.
Damn.
Yeah.
Anything else on this episode we need to talk about or cover? It was another good episode. I'm really digging this show. So
the next episode's going to be on Friday because of the
that's right, because of the Super Bowl. Oh, that's cool.
Very cool. I'm excited about that.
There's 2 shows now that are can't misses for me, and it's very rare for that to happen. So this is one of them, and I really enjoy it. So maybe I'll play the game someday. No, I don't think so. Yeah, The Last of Us the next episode premieres Friday the 10th at 9 p.m. And we will talk about that episode again next week. And Neil, you're free to join us every week if you like.
Sure. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Can you do your, not to put you on the spot, but I was told you do a good Arnold.
What's the matter, Dylan? The CIA not have you pushing too many pencils?
That's fucking great. So we'll have to put you on. We'll have to do like an Expendables thing with.
You have to make a Arnold Schwarzenegger puppet that you can
create one in Blender, and then I'll just merge them together on the show.
Yeah, whip one up real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
I love you, babe. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, bye now.
pickle.
Bye.
Love you guys.
We'll talk next week, guys. See ya.